The recently released holiday film, A Boy Called Christmas, is taking the world by storm. The film tells the story of Father Christmas, an ordinary boy with a loyal pet mouse and a reindeer sidekick who set out on an extraordinary adventure to find his father, who's on a quest to discover the fabled village of Elfhelm. Stay tuned because we're about to show you things only adults notice in A Boy Called Christmas. First up, what is the true meaning of A Boy Called Christmas? Let's find out. In essence, the film is about the origin of Kris Kringle, aka Santa Claus. The story is poignant and heartwarming and follows a woman named Aunt Ruth, played by actor Maggie Smith, who visits 3 children who have suffered an enormous loss and tries to get them back into the Christmas spirit when it seems that all hope is lost. On Christmas Eve, Aunt Ruth babysits the children for their troubled father, and she decides to tell them the story of the character Nikolas, played by actor Henry Lawful. Nikolas is a boy who transforms his inner pain and demons into motivation and makes it his mission to find the magical village of Elfhelm. With the help of his pet mouse and reindeer sidekick, Nikolas travels through a harsh winter landscape on a quest to find the place that his mother once loved, in the hopes of saving his father and the magical kingdom. With Elfhelm suffering, Nikolas must bring joy to all the people in the kingdom while dealing with his own personal grief and tragedy. At its core, the film is great Christmas fun for both kids and adults, but some parts of the film will likely resonate more with older audiences. Next up, what are the examples of the things children might miss but adults will pick up on? You're about to find out. The first thing that's apparent to most adults but lost on children is the fact that the king, played by veteran actor Jim Broadbent, is a monster, an abhorrent figure. To understand this, all we have to do is look at the real reason the kingdom is in such desperate need of Christmas magic and cheer in the first place. The greedy king has been hoarding everything for himself, including food and other necessities, while the people of the kingdom go without. When Aunt Ruth begins to tell her story to the children, we see that Nikolas, his father Joel, played by actor Michiel Huisman, and the rest of the villagers live in abject poverty. When Nikolas and his father Joel are summoned to the king's castle, he orders them to go into the woods and search for something that will bring hope to all the people in the village. Several alternative suggestions are offered to the king, such as give the people food, better wages, health care, and even fair governance. The king quickly rebuffs these logical suggestions and insists that villagers go on this perilous mission in search of something else that'll give people hope. As you can clearly see, the storyline is in essence a commentary on the current state of affairs in modern society that most adults are keenly aware of. Most children may not be aware of such issues, particularly around the holidays. Most children are thinking of one thing and one thing only: toys. Up next, can the issue of a greedy king be a teachable moment for children around the world? Let's have a look. It's immediately obvious that Joel, Nikolas, and the rest of the villagers are fully aware that the king is drunk on greed and power and couldn't care less about his own people. In one scene, Joel has a heart-to-heart with Nikolas and tells him that the king is not the only person in the kingdom who deserves to have a good quality of life. Nonetheless, the villagers agree to go on this perilous mission to try and fulfill the king's wishes. As a result, the king gets a break from having to govern and deal with his people. Later, when Nikolas comes back with a bag crammed full of toys, the king thanks him by ordering Nikolas to lead the Christmas effort in the kingdom every year going forward, as the king can't be bothered to do it himself. This is very telling and can be a great teachable moment for all children. Adults can use the king's character to teach children about what it means to truly be great and a genuine leader. Because of the real world, the most respected leaders in positions of great power are those who have compassion, care for others, and want to make sure that everyone in all classes of society are taken care of. In fact, the king in A Boy Called Christmas can be used to provide children with a shining example of what a leader should not be, and that's selfish, greedy, power-drunk, and lazy. The king might be the leader of the kingdom, but in reality, he shows no worthwhile leadership skills whatsoever. Therefore, this could be an excellent opportunity to teach children what it truly means to be a real leader. Stay tuned and don't go away because we're bringing you more things that only adults notice in A Boy Called Christmas. Next up, does the turnip doll give viewers a secret clue about the magical village of Elfhelm and Nikolas's mother? You're about to find out. Many adults may have likely picked up on this, but it may have gone unnoticed by most children. As Aunt Ruth tells the story to the children, she's careful not to reveal too many details about what happened to Nikolas's poor mother. mother, other than to suggest that the bear Nikolas and Joel face against at the start of the story has something to do with it. One thing we do know about Nikolas's mother is that before she died, she made a very special toy for Nikolas, a doll made entirely from turnips. We also learned that it's been 2 years since Nikolas's mother passed, and that most vegetables become rotten and spoiled long before that. Nikolas's doll, however, doesn't spoil, and when Aunt Carlotta, played by actor Kristen Wiig, cooks the doll in Nikolas's soup, it's still fresh and edible. This hints to the fact that Nikolas's mother likely got the magic turnip from an enchanted place like Elfham, or that she herself infused the vegetable with some sort of magic qualities. So this little tidbit reveals to keen-eyed adult viewers that Nikolas's mother has been to Elfham herself, or that she possesses some sort of magical powers, a fact that goes unnoticed by most children who see the film. Up next, what is the significance of the character in A Boy Called Christmas named Anders? Let's take a look. In the film, we discover that Joel has a friend with a bow and arrow, whose name is Anders. Most adults believe that the name Anders is a nickname designed to pay homage to one of the most famous authors in Denmark's history, Hans Christian Andersen. Andersen is responsible for creating some of the most amazing and well-known fairy tales the world has ever seen. Children might not know who Andersen is, despite the fact that he is the creator of celebrated fairy tales like The Little Mermaid, The Ugly Duckling, The Emperor's New Clothes, and The Princess and the Pea, among many, many others. One of Andersen's most famous stories is that of The Snow Queen, a tale that is said to have inspired aspects of A Boy Called Christmas. Anyone who knows anything about Andersen's work knows that many of his tales often involve snow-covered landscapes, reindeer, and oftentimes trolls. The Snow Queen also has a similar storyline with a grandmother whose mission is to inspire children to stay strong during life's most difficult moments and challenges. And despite being geared toward youth audiences, many of Andersen's stories are known for having dark and twisted elements as well. We can see traces of this in A Boy Called Christmas. Finally, what is the core message of A Boy Called Christmas that only adults notice? Let's dive in and have a look. The entire film was written and designed as a means of helping troubled children cope with the many hardships that life will throw their way, particularly the idea of losing a parent at a young age, which can be a tremendous source of pain, grief, and even anger for children. Ironically, this point is missed by most children who see the film, but thankfully moms and dads are able to catch it and explain the message to their little ones. What we know is that the grief and anxiety-stricken children in the film that Aunt Ruth babysits have lost their mother. Ruth's story intentionally avoids getting into too much detail about Nikolas's mother's death and instead focuses on the fact that Nikolas's mother is dearly loved and missed by all who she knew. The children learn that Nikolas's mother had a profound impact on the villagers of Elfhelm and was even able to bring joy and happiness to the mother elf, who's often mean and grumpy. As she tells the children the story, Aunt Ruth deliberately injects words of hope into the fairy tale, telling the children, "You can handle anything because you have handled everything. Grief is the price we pay for love, and it's worth it 1,000,000 times over." The saddest moment is when the youngest child asks Aunt Ruth if her mother will ever be coming back, to which Aunt Ruth replies, "No, but you are the best memory of her now." Well, my eyes are starting to water, so that's a wrap for today's video, folks. Don't forget to hit us with a like and subscribe to our channel. And happy holidays to all of our viewers around the world.